Talks between Russia and Ukraine to resume after deadly attack on a military base. Diplomatic efforts to end the war in Ukraine have stepped up, with Ukrainian and Russian negotiators said to resume talks after Russia attacked a base near the Polish border and fighting raged across the country. A barrage of Russian missiles hit Ukraine's Yavoriv International Center for Peacekeeping and Security, a base just 15 miles, 25 kilometers, from the Polish border that has previously hosted NATO military instructors, killing 35 people and wounding 134, a Ukrainian official said on Sunday. On Monday morning the violence continued, with the shelling of a residential building in the capital killing 2. But hopes of diplomatic progress were raised after Russia and Ukraine gave positive assessments after weekend negotiations. Russia is already beginning to talk constructively, Ukrainian negotiator Mykhailo Podolyak said in a video online. I think that we will achieve some results literally in a matter of days. A Russian delegate to the talks, Leonid Slutsky, was quoted by the RIA news agency as saying they had made significant progress and it was possible the delegations could soon reach draft agreements. Neither side said what these would cover. 3 rounds of talks between the two sides in Belarus, most recently last Monday, had focused mainly on humanitarian issues. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said the country's delegations have been speaking daily by video link and a clear aim of his negotiators was to do everything to arrange for him to meet Putin. We must hold on, we must fight. And we will win, Zelensky said in a late-night video speech. Putin said on Friday there had been some positive shifts in the talks but did not elaborate. The talks come after the UK said Russian naval forces had blockaded Ukraine's Black Sea coast and cut the country off from maritime trade. In an update late Sunday, the UK Defence Ministry said the distant blockade by Russia's navy had effectively isolated Ukraine from maritime trade and forces continued missile strikes on targets across the country. The ministry also noted that Russia had conducted one amphibious landing in the Sea of Azov and could look to conduct further such operations in the coming weeks. The escalation of the conflict to effectively block maritime trade from Ukraine comes as countries stepped up efforts to reach a diplomatic solution to the devastating conflict. Closely watched talks will also be held on Monday between the US and China, as concerns grow over the possibility of Beijing providing support to Putin's war effort. Jake Sullivan, the US National Security Advisor, will meet his Chinese counterpart, Yang Jiechi. Enrollment reports that Russia has asked China for weapons to bolster its faltering invasion of Ukraine. A spokesperson for the U.S. Embassy in Washington, Liao Penjidu, told CNN he had never heard of the Russian arms requests, noting that China's priority was to ensure the situation does not escalate or get out of control. The U.S. will try to persuade China not to supply arms to Russia at the talks, which the White House sees as critically important not just for the war in Ukraine but also for the future of the global balance of power. U.S. President Joe Biden and French President Emmanuel Macron underscored in a call on Sunday their commitment to holding Russia accountable for the invasion of Ukraine, the White House said in a statement. Also on Sunday, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and his Ukrainian counterpart, Dmytro Kuleba, discussed diplomatic efforts to stop Russia's invasion of its neighbor.